Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Momentum Monday. This morning, I'd like to talk to you about expectations. In the book, The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, she actually puts people into four different categories as it relates to expectations. So there are upholders, there are obligers, questioners, and rebels. What I think is really fascinating about this book is that it looks at one small piece of personality, but specifically how we connect or relate to expectations. Expectations are both inner expectations and then outer expectations. So inner expectations would include, me, something that I put on myself, maybe wanting to exercise or wanting to eat right. And then an outer expectation could be anything like a work deadline or working with clients, different things like that. So the thing that's interesting is the four different tendencies, they approach inner and outer expectations differently. So upholders, which I actually am an upholder, we meet both inner and outer expectations. Obligers are very good at meeting outer expectations, but not so good at inner expectations. Questioners are really good at inner expectations, not so good at outer expectations. And then rebels just, rebels do what they want to do. Not so good at inner or outer expectations. But what I think is really interesting about this, again, is talking about how it relates to expectations. It's not something that we think of often. I love this particular book and this particular theory because me as an upholder, I represent a small portion of people. So for example, obligers represent 41%, questioners are 23%, upholders are 19%, and then rebels are 17%. So on the smaller sides of the groups. And what's interesting is I've always thought, as I'm reading through this book, for me, if I wanted to create a habit, I just created a habit. If I wanted to eat better, I figured out how I wanted to do it and then just started. When I wanted to exercise, I joined a gym and started going every day. Now, there are pros and cons to both sides of being, each particular tendency. But what I think is really unique about these tools and these resources is when you begin to understand yourself, you begin to understand how to better yourself, how to manage yourself. So for example, obligers, which represent the largest group of people, really need external accountability. So again, I know I always talk about the gym and things like that, but it's just a really easy relational story. So an obliger needs a gym buddy or an accountability partner, some type of external accountability to keep them moving forward towards their goals. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of introduce that to you, those tendencies, those expectations. There's a whole ton more information. Again, that is The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin. If you would like, take a look at it, read it. I'm going to put the link to the quiz so you can figure out which you are, either an upholder or a questioner, obliger or rebel, in the comments below. And feel free to let me know what you are. I would love to better understand how we are all connected and whatnot. All right, have a great Monday. I'll see y'all next week.